In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to make this game. But in this tutorial, I'll show you how to make this simple game, clicking on the cube as many times as you can in 5 seconds. I will show you how to set up a timer and how to display it on the right hand side of the screen. In Blender, change Blender Render to Blend4web and click Set Recommended Options. In the Object Properties, scroll down and in the Selection and Outlining panel, click Selectable. The Blender file is ready. I've made a new project called My Simple Game. By default, new projects have a dummy Blender file and a dummy JSON file. I'm going to overwrite the Blender file. File, Save As, go to the Blend4web folder, the Projects folder, My Simple Game, the Blender folder, click on the Blender file and click Save to overwrite it. To overwrite the JSON file, File, Export, Blend4web JSON. Make sure you're in the project's My Simple Game Assets folder, click on the JSON file and click Export to overwrite it. Back in Project Manager, click the Edit link and click on the JavaScript file, the .js file. Functions are used from 3 extra modules, the container module, mouse and scenes modules. The user has a total time of 5 seconds to score as many points as they can. The total time can be set here. These variables need to be made global because they need to be initialized outside the functions that use them. Scrolling down to the load callback function where we place our code. First, there is a call to the create text display function. Then these lines add an event listener that listens for a mouse down event. When the user clicks the canvas, the main canvas clicked callback function is called. Scrolling down to look at the create text display function, I've extended the function compared with previous tutorials so that it now has 2 text container elements, a left container box and a right container box. To place the boxes in the top left and right hand corners, I've set the width of the boxes to 50%. I've floated the first box to the left and the second box to the right. And in the right box, I've aligned the text to the right. I'm going to display the score in the left box and the time in the right box. Scrolling down to look at the main canvas clicked function. The first time the main canvas is clicked, I start the timer by calling the timer function. To make sure the function is only called once, timer started is set to true, and the call is only made if the timer is not started. Every time a mouse click event occurs, we get the X and Y coordinates of the mouse pointer. If we haven't timed out, we get the object that was clicked on. If it was an object, and the object was the cube, then we increment the score. The timer function uses the setInterval method that calls this function every 1000 milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds is a second, so every second this function is called until the clear interval method stops the timer. So function myTimer is called every second, and each time it's called it increments the global variable seconds, so that counts up I want a countdown, so I subtract the seconds from the total time, and that is displayed in the right container box. When the seconds reaches the total time, timeout is set to true. We use the clear interval method to stop the timer, and we display end of game messages. Once the timeout is set to true, the score cannot be incremented. I'm going to end the tutorial there. I'll put the files used in the tutorial for you to download at my website. To visit my website, click the eye icon in the top right hand corner. If you'd like to subscribe, click the stickman. If you'd like to sponsor my tutorials, click the Patreon link. Thanks for watching and goodbye.